I want to talk about the new incoming World Eater meta. Now, obviously, things might change a little bit with the balanced data slate, and things might change a little bit with any sort of new World Eater detachment. But I want to talk about, I think, a top tier meta army that is incoming. And it's an army that I could run on this channel tomorrow, almost. Like, literally, it sounds crazy, but like I could run it very, very quickly. So it's nothing to do with them being useless against Aquilans. I want to talk about. I want to just quickly go over Jakhal spam. So I was at a tournament recently. And the person that won it was an absolute shark tank of a tournament. It was when I ran my Tau, and the person that won the tournament, basically 20-0'd every person. It was WTC scoring. They basically 20-0'd every person that they played against. And what was more remarkable about this is we were playing on quite light terrain. We were basically playing on like GW terrain, and typically like melee horde armies don't do well on like open terrain. Foot slogging melee horde armies don't do well on open terrain. But this thing literally ran across the board and just tabled like 3 players in a row. And I mean, one of the armies I saw absolutely brutalized was a guard player that had gone 20-0 in 2 of his games. So like it was a really like I was looking over at this and I was like, guard player's got us in the bag. I look back and the guard player's he's swamped. He's absolutely bloody swamped. And so I love a good horde army. I love a good horde army. So I was thinking I was thinking I should check I should check this thing out. So what I want to do is basically take you through fairly quickly what the hell is World Eater Jakhal spam? What and why is it so bloody effective? So if you give me a second, guys, what I'll do is I'll pull up the data sheets for it so we can look at the data sheets, and we can kind of marinate in it, kind of bathe in the blood, and kind of enjoy this mad fucking list. Which, well, the person that ran it is someone that's been on is either on Team England or has been on Team England before. And they said it's, quote, absolutely broken. Absolutely broken. But I don't see anybody else talking about this. And it's something that World Eaters have been able to do literally since day one. So it's kind of interesting how it's coming to light now. All the World Eater players saying that they've been absolutely cooked by Angron getting a slight points increase. I don't think that's true, and I think all the World Eater players saying Aquilans absolutely bummed them. Again, I think this is. I'm sorry to shit on all those World Eater players that lost their shit and were like, "Oh, Aquilans are so OP," but I think if you just waited 3 months, not even that, if you just waited a month, this kind of the new World Eater meta would have metastasized or would have catalyzed, whatever you want to call it, would have evolved, and you would have seen like, okay, no, we can deal with fucking Aquilans. In fact, we can deal with the whole goddamn meta, no problems whatsoever. So let me get the World Eaters index up, okay? Let us first look at the data sheets. We are going to come back to Blessings of Khorne, though. Let's look at the Jakhal's data sheet quickly. What the fuck is a Jakhal? Well, basically, it is the World Eater cultists. Well, I don't think World Eaters get cultists. I'll just have a quick look. No, I don't think they do. So this is the World Eaters like unique cultist model. It's kind of a little bit like Poxwalkers for Death Guard, and a little bit like Zangors for Thousand Suns. These are the. I'm telling you what, I'm really excited. I'm really interested to see what the like Emperor's Children unique cultist thing is going to be. It's probably going to be a bunch of people running around in gimp suits, which will be hilarious. But the Jakhals are the World Eater unique cultist kind of thing. Now on the surface, they look very much like cultists, and on the surface, they look very much like slightly angry guardsmen. All right, so we've got a movement of 6. we've got toughness 3, 6 plus save, 1 wound, leadership 7, OC 1. I mean, that is basically a guardsman with a 6 up save rather than a 5 up. Okay. In terms of what weapons they come equipped with, you can take them in squads of 10 or of 20. Every Jakhal comes equipped with an auto pistol and Jakhal chain blades. Every Dishonored comes with the Dishonored chain blades. For every 10 models in the unit, the Jakhal, one Jakhal's Jakhal chain blade can be replaced with the Mauler chain blade. So 1 and 10 can have an upgrade. Any number of Dishonored models each can have the Dishonored chain blades replaced with 1 Skull Smasher. For every 10 models in the unit, 1 Jakhal can be equipped with 1 Icon of Khorne. So what the hell does that mean? Well, auto pistols are just auto pistols. So firstly, I think what's really important to note is like when World Eater players are saying we don't have ways of clearing out like Aquilon screens. Well, I think 20 pistols probably could do something. Also, when you're taking 120 Jakhals, you can attack across such a wide front that 10 Aquilons ain't going to screen shit. Or not much to write home about with the auto pistol. Auto pistols are auto pistols. Where obviously it gets a bit more interesting is with the melee weapons, right? It's World Eaters. So Jakhal chain blades this is what everyone comes equipped with. You get the Jakhal chain blades. And you get 2 attacks with sustained hits 1, weapon skill 4, strength 3, damage 1.
Reporting for duty,
The Dishonored chain blades. Now remember, you have 1 Dishonored for every 2, for every 10 models. So Dishonored chain blades, basically you get an extra attack and you get an extra strength. You can upgrade. If you remember, you can upgrade each one of the Dishonored to having Skull Smashers. Skull Smashers are less attacks, but higher strength, higher AP, higher damage. But you are going to hit on 5s. It's kind of up to you whether you think that's worth it. And then, wait 1 minute, no, sorry. That was for the Skull Smasher. Apologies. So you can actually trade out. 1 minute, let me just double check that. So any number of Dishonored can replace their chain blades with Skull Smashers. You would absolutely do that. Skull Smashers are free. You lose the sustained hits, but you just gain more attacks base. And you gain AP and you gain damage too. So you take 2 Skull Smashers for the extra damage. And the Mauler chain blade is something you can do for 1 in every 10 Jakhals. Which you would probably do because then you could have 2 Skull Smashers and 2 Mauler chain blades, giving you a total of like 12 damage to attacks coming from the unit. Does the Jakhal pack leader get anything special? No, he's just a sergeant. All right. So, long story short, there's a lot of light attacks here. But there is a surprising amount of sustained hits, and there's a surprising amount of damage too. Moving over to the abilities, we've got Feel No Pain 6+. They do benefit from the Blessings of Khorne, that's the Blood Tithe. And they have Objective Ravage. Then your command phase, you use with a range objective marker. It's sticky objectives. So you have sticky objectives. That's quite important. Quite important. War Gear ability, Icon of Khorne. Each time you make a Blessing of Khorne roll, if the bear is in range objective marker you control, you can reroll one of the dice. That is very important. Remember, you are going to be running 6 units of these because they are battle line. So that is 6 times you can reroll Blessings of Khorne dice. Now, you might be looking at this datasheet in isolation and thinking, what's so good about these? Well, in truth on their own, not much. In truth on their own, they're a bunch of guardsmen equivalent running around with a 6-up save. And they're going to get gunned down by the fucking thousands. Or when they turn up to... if they do make it to combat, their damage output is okay, but nothing special to write home about. What is so good about these guys? Well, it's not what the datasheet does. It's how unbelievably tough you can make them and how much you can buff them. The first step in the process is we need to look at our second datasheet here. Now, the Demon Prince has an impressive stat line. He's got an 8-inch move, he's toughness 10, he's got a 2+ save, he's got a 4% vulnerable save, he's got 10 wounds, Legion of 6, OC3. He also actually comes with some reasonably good anti-tank. Although, to be honest, you're taking Angron in this list for your anti-tank. Angron's going to run around and just flat things. But, his damage output is not to be besmirched. But you almost do not care about the Demon Prince's weapons. You don't care about his stat line, you don't care about his weapons. You care about one thing and one thing only. This ability right here. Infernal Fortitude. While a friendly World Eater's infantry unit, that's any infantry unit, Jakhals are infantry, is within 6 inches of this model, not wholly within. So you can conga line back. Models in that unit have a 5+ invulnerable save, unless they already have an invulnerable save, in which case they have a 4+ invulnerable save. Now you might be thinking, okay, but so firstly, you can give, if you take a couple of Demon Princes, you can give every single Jakhal out of your 100 to 120 Jakhals, you can give every single one of them a 5+ invulnerable save. That's alone a huge damage buff. They've gone from having a 6+ armor save to a 5+ invulnerable save. Suddenly, 33% of the damage that's coming through on these guys just isn't coming through on them anymore. Okay? So that on its own would be absolutely wild. But wait, there's more. Because what about that Feel No Pain? They have a 6 Feel No Pain. Now, as someone who runs Imperial Guard and runs a lot of command squads, let me tell you that a 6 Feel No Pain isn't really worth very much. In fact, it's worth so little that I've stopped bothering to take it in most of my command squads. I'd rather have the extra special weapon than the 6 Feel No Pain. It really just doesn't do much.
Reporting for duty, sir!
But 5+ Feel No Pain. That is a totally different kettle of fish. That's a totally different story. Any guard player worth his salt who's run a blob of 20 Kriegers led by Deathclaw Marshal will tell you how ridiculously tough. Just 20 Kriegers with a Feel No Pain. It shouldn't be that tough, but then between the 4+ armor save from being in cover or having take cover, and then the 5+ Feel No Pain, maybe you've got a 4+ invulnerable save from a Primaris Psyker, although admittedly that's only in shooting. That Feel No Pain is that 5+ Feel No Pain makes such a difference. It's wildly more powerful. But Jakhals only have a 6. Or do they? Because this is where we come to another piece of the puzzle at the Blood Tithe. Blessings of Khorne. You roll 8d6. If you get any double, so that could be double 1, double 2, double 3, out of 8 dice, if you roll any double, which I think statistically has to happen every time, right? So there's got to be a double somewhere in there. If you roll any double, models in a unit, this affects your entire army, by the way. Models in this unit have a 6+ Feel No Pain ability. If models in the unit already have a Feel No Pain ability, add 1 to their Feel No Pain rolls. So you could give your Jakhals army-wide 5 Feel No Pain. And that is guaranteed to turn up every single time. Unless my very, very bad maths isn't panning out here. Mordian strikes again. Exactly. I'm terrible at Math Hammer. But remember, even if somehow, if I'm being super stupid and you're not guaranteed a double. Remember, you've got 6 rerolls from your, potentially 6 rerolls from your Jakhals Icons of Khorne. So you're guaranteed. So suddenly your entire army. Exactly, Remember, I thought so. You roll 8 dice so you get to roll a double. X was just fucking with my head. X was just fucking with me. But it means that your entire army is going to have a minimum of a 5+ invulnerable save, followed by a minimum of a 5+ Feel No Pain. That's wild. That's so durable. And bear in mind, like, Jackals aren't that expensive either. I mean, I don't think they're like dirt cheap, but it's 130 points. It's 130 points for 20 of them. If you went maxed out, it's only 780 points. So the Jackals are sticky. Remember, Karl, that's basically Creed with a Psyker, which are hella durable. It's even better than Creed with a Psyker. Do you know why? Because these guys get their invulnerable save in combat as well. They have that the Primaire Psyker only gives you a 4+ invulnerable save from shooting attacks. The Jackals have a 5+ invulnerable save all the time, ranged or combat. World Eater's Demon Prince is 200 points, to be fair. How much is Angron? You might only take one of them, to be fair, but Angron's 435. If you took 120 Jackals, 2 World Eater Demon Princes, and Angron, that would still be enough points left over for... I've seen people take, like, Lord Invocatus. And, like, you could take, like, some other Juggernaut heroes as well. You could take other... I mean, what... I mean, this thing's just fucking wild, man. I don't know if Jackals can have any people lead them. I don't think they can. But that's... If you took Invocatus, as I've seen it, people take Invocatus and Angron and 2 Demon Princes and 120 Jackals, you are looking at 1,755 points. And there's plenty of anti-tank there. There's plenty of infantry play there. Wildly durable. You could take 3 Demon Princes, 120 Jackals, Angron, and Lord Invocatus, and that would come in at 1,955 points. You still have 45 points left over for something. What does the Relentless Rage do? Each will use you from a to charge, add 1 to the strength and attacks. So bear in mind, all of these Jackals are actually going to be like strength 5, strength 4, strength 5, and they're all going to be getting way more attacks. But yeah, there's probably some strategies and stuff that I'm not even taking into account right now, as well. But I'm really just looking at this from like the perspective of, I'm really looking at this from the perspective of like the Jackal's durability. The Jackal's durability is just wild. I mean, and we've not even looked at the fact that you can, you can get advance and charge. You might say their strength is a bit of a limiting factor. You can get lethal hits. Remember, you can have up to 6 rerolls, so you can kind of just get in, you kind of get the dice that you want. I mean, ideally, I think what you'd want here, you're probably going to go for these 2 every time, right? But you could easily go for the Feel No Pain and then go for Warp Blades. That's what you could aim for. Yeah, that's fucking huge, man. It's very powerful. And it's definitely something you're going to need to be... It's the only thing that might stop this from being totally overpowered is if they do an FAQ or a rules change in like a balanced data slate, saying like the Demon Prince can't affect the Jackals, which they may do. They may do, and if they do, we'll update this video. But I don't really see... It sounds crazy. I'm not sure that's going to happen because I don't see anyone talking about this. I don't see... And this is something that... What's kind of crazy is this is something that they've been able to do since day one. It's ridiculously good because you get all of the best... And also, think about this. It's ridiculously good because it also means that Angron is like always coming back. Oh, Angron just died. I really need to come back. Oh, well, I've got 8 dice and 6 fucking rerolls on my Blood Tithe. My Blessings of Khorne. Oh, yeah, I got what I needed. Angron's back now. Do you know what I mean? Like, this motherfucker is... In the game, in the 3 games that I saw someone running this list, Angron came back every single time. Without even breaking a sweat. How are you meant to disrupt the Blood Tithe support network when... The entire army is the Blood Tithe support network. Yeah. It's very, very, very good. So you've got basically infinitely respawning Angron. You've got 120 of possibly the most durable infantry point for point. And the crazy thing is that what's really important to remember, and something that I've just thought of now, is, I mean, Lord Invocatus, I think he's okay. Oh my god, this is why you take Lord Invocatus. Oh, I didn't even see this, guys. So you take Lord Invocatus because he gives 2 units scout at the beginning of the game. Road of the 8 Bloody Steps. At the start of the battle, before any moves are made, using the scout's ability, you can select 2 friendly world units within the sequence model. Until the end of the battle, all models in the select units have the scout ability. I wondered why Invocatus was in there. So you've got 2 bloody units with scout. So Lord Invocatus isn't just some juggerlord that you slap in the list because he happens to do some dev wounds. He also is a huge force multiplier. And this is literally what I was about to say. The thing is with the... You know how we were looking at like Tyranids earlier? And we were like, you could take the Venom Thropes, you could take the Psychophage. They're kind of expensive though, and they don't do anything other than force multiply, which is okay, but they're not adding anything else to your army. Lord Invocatus, on his own rights, is a threat. Just based on by himself, he is a threat. Okay, he's bringing stuff to the party. He's not like a fucking Venom Thrope. Okay, he's not like a fucking butt bug. He is actually a threat. And then also, he's a massive force multiplier with that. And it's the same with the World Eater's Demon Prince. The World Eater's Demon Prince is a huge force multiplier, but it's a fucking Demon Prince at the end of the day. It's going to go around cock slapping people given half a chance, and it's relatively durable itself. I'm not going to over exaggerate it. It's not impossible to kill. It's not impossible to kill at all, but it's not like it just falls over if you look at it. It's not like if you ignore it's not like you can afford to ignore it. So you'd have your 8 dice and you could reroll up to 6 of those dice, but you can't get you can't reroll a reroll on the Blood Tithe. What does the regular Juggernaut do? Would you bother with him? Whilst one is leading a unit, what can he lead, to be fair? He can't lead anything you care about. Well, you do care about it, but you don't care about it in this army. So Lord Invocatus plus triple demon. I don't know if you'd go triple demon, but Lord Invocatus plus Angron plus at least one or 2 demon princes plus 120 jackals. I don't know where anyone's getting the idea that you can reroll a reroll from. I'm pretty certain people are just trolling me. You can't reroll a reroll. I never said you could reroll a reroll. I said you've got 8 dice for the Blood Tithe. You can reroll up to 6 of them, which pretty much guarantees you the results that you want. Just trolling me. Bad larking. Fuck off. And all of this, and this is just looking at it purely from a defensive point of view, and we've not even taken into account that World Eaters just naturally have got an unreal amount of offensive output. It's crazy. So, in my opinion, I think that the World Eater Jackal spam army is currently one of the biggest hidden gems. I don't see anyone talking about it. It's crazy that it's been around since day one, and yet we're only just getting people who are starting to run it. I don't know why people haven't been running this beforehand. It looks absolutely bonkers. It's one of those things where if this is a testament to the problem of like people just parroting what they see. People basically ran the same World Eaters list every single event for like the last 18 months. Angron and 8-bound. That's all we ever saw. Angron and 8-bound. Angron and 8-bound. That's all we ever saw. Occasionally someone would chuck a lot of skulls in there, but it was just Angron and 8-bound. Angron and 8-bound. And actually, the reality is that Angron and 8-bound. I think fuck that. That's for noobs. Fucking losers when Angron and 8-bound. Invincer Jackal meta incoming. That's what I'm calling it. The Invincer Jackals. The Invincer Jackal meta is incoming, boys. You heard it here first. And you might even see it. I might even run it. I might run it against Salty Simon just to see what he thinks about it. But he might get upset with me if I do. Would you like to know more? If so, then please consider becoming a channel member or patron. By supporting the channel, not only will you be doing your part, but you'll also be helping me create more content for your viewing pleasure and unlocking a whole host of perks. You get everything from a badge next to your name, custom emojis, but the big one is access to the Mordian Glory Discord server, an online community with almost 2,500 active members. It's always popping off in the MG Discord. We've got channels for army lists, hobbying, tactics, stories, and even a pretty spicy meme section as well. For all you greenhorns that wanted to see the Mordian glory hole, today is your lucky day. And joking aside, I do want to say a massive thank you to all of the current channel members and patrons. You guys are amazing. Truly the lifeblood of the channel. I could not do Mordian Glory full-time without the incredible and generous support of my members. So thank you guys so much. And last but certainly not least, I want to say a personal thank you to all of my top tier Patreons. These are the War Masters, the people who have truly gone above and beyond the call of duty. So a heartfelt thank you to Alex Dengal, Bon Vert, Lord Pryor, Mark Panconi, RJ Scorpion, Swordfish Trombone, Try Again Bragg, John Stubbs, Nick Walsh, Diesel Fox, and August Barney. Seriously guys, thank you from the bottom of my heart. Your support is incredible and it makes a huge difference. Thank you so much. That's all for now. Hope you've all enjoyed today's video, and of course, as always, see you guys next time.